afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Loddon Valley. It is the KitKing Trophy quarter-final, excuse me, almost getting ahead of myself there. And it is the last quarter-final at stake as the hometown Reading Rockets take on the Thames Valley Cavaliers. Good afternoon, John Hobbs and Charlie Haynes, who has just joined us on the commentary box here for today's game. What an exciting game in prospect today, Charlie, and this is the first of two meetings between these two teams. They will meet again in the opening NBL Division 1 encounter next week.
And how exciting could it be to have the first game between two powerhouses of NBL Division 1 than to see them in a quarter-final of the KitKing Trophy. Big names on the team sheet today. I am excited for this one.
Absolutely. Two teams just completing their final warm-ups. We'll bring you the team lists now, starting with the Thames Valley Cavaliers. And of course, a team that has slowly but very quietly gotten success in Division 1 over the last few years. Of course, they haven't won a championship, but have competed for many, many seasons. Had a hiccup last season, but this season have added big names, most notably two-time British Basketball League MVP Justin Robinson.
Justin Robinson is the name I'm excited to see. I remember seeing him playing in the BBL, some huge games for the London Lions. Now we get to see him in Division 1. And
also as well, you see at the bottom of the screen, Ed Lucas, a player that has won the BBL trophy with the London City Royals, another big name for the Cavaliers, but a team steeped in a lot of experience right there, led by British basketball legend Nigel Lloyd.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a battle of the guards today. I mean, we're only talking about TVC right now, but Justin Robinson and Ed Lucas, what additions those two are to a very exciting game.
Absolutely, and now going to the Reading Rockets, the hometown Reading Rockets. No Reese Pinnock today, he is out. However, Zane Porman returns to the lineup. He'll actually be in the starting five for the Rockets.
And I mean, what a miss Reese Pinnock could be. He is huge on the defensive end of the floor for Rockets. And we've just spoke about the caliber of the guards for the TVC on the offensive end. Let's see who steps up for the Reading Rockets, but all the same, big names and a big matchup coming up.
Starting fives for the two teams. We'll start with the Reading Rockets. Mitch Clark, Lewis Champion, Simon Chamberlain, Tyner Sangu, and Zane Porman, who missed out last week, starts in place of Reese Pinnock. For the Thames Valley Cavaliers, they'll be rolling with AJ Roberts, Tyler Fairburn, Jeddy Adekole, and Justin Robinson and Ed Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, another big name that we've just mentioned, Mitch Clark. Again, like I said, battle of the guards. Ed Lucas, Justin Robinson, Mitch Clark, Lewis Champion. They have some huge names already in the starting five. So let's see who gets off to a hot start. Let's see who we're running offense through early into the game. Absolutely, and one player to look out for Thames Valley, looking to make a name for himself this season, the number 22, who will be jumping it off momentarily, Deji Adekunle, a big name player for Thames Valley, looking to make a name for himself. Didn't appear in many games last season, just 13 games, but a player who has really hit the KitKing Trophy off to a flyer. Had a double-double in their game against Essex a couple weeks ago. I mean, the size of the 6'10" big man crashes on both ends of the floor on the rebounding glass. Tough matchup for Tyner Sangu, but I'm excited to see how those two compare today. Absolutely, Tyner Sangu has been battling players taller than him over the course of this KitKing Trophy. Luke Atfield for Worthing Thunder at 7'1" and 7'2" Lewis Abaria for Barking Abbey. So it'll be a challenge, but one that he'll certainly be up for as he prepares to jump up with Adekunle, and Thames Valley will get the first possession of this game as Tyler Fairburn attacking, and Zane Porman gets him tied up almost immediately. Yeah, not the best start. You've won the tip, and immediately you give up a jump ball. So Rockets basically get to start the game now. And here is Clark. There'll be a few people watching in Australia, most notably in Albany, Western Australia. There's one particular person that is looking forward to watching this guy on the ball, Mitch Clark, do what he does best as he puts up a mid-range jumper that's off the back iron. And here is Robinson, and here is Adekunle in transition for the first score. Yeah, not a bad shot for Mitch Clark, getting to his mid-range game, but giving up transition dunk early, that sets the tone for TVC. Nasangu, Champion,
Chamberlain. Place at the semi-finals at stake. We'll have a chat about the other quarterfinals that happened last night in a bit as Chamberlain goes glass too strong. And here is AJ Roberts, a British basketball veteran, especially in the National League. Another player who won the BBL trophy with the London City Royals as well. Lucas a three. And that's off to the right. And here is Clark. Clark putting the moves on Robinson, and Clark gets past Robinson but blows the layup. And again in transition, Tyler Fairbairn.
That will not be something Salman Rosado will be too happy about. 4 points already on the board, both coming from easy transition buckets. Not the way for Rockets to start, but some nice offense going on for the Rockets at the minute.
Tyler Fairbairn, who spent last season at the Worthing Thunder, now alongside his brother John, playing for the Thames Valley Cavaliers this season, products of the Solent Kestrels. Zane Porman looks to start the offense and get the Rockets hopefully off the mark in this next play, but AJ Roberts deflects the ball out of bounds, and it will be back to Reading, 11 on the shot clock.
Rockets trying to get into their ball screen actions as early into the offense as possible and try to challenge the big man, Deji Adekunle.
Clark sees a bit of daylight inside, steps back, shot clock at 4, Champion a three, buries it.
That's big. 2 transition layups given up already, and our Rockets finally answer back with a big 3.
First three-pointer up for the Rockets, and it goes down for Lewis Champion. Lucas looking for help, and it's stolen away by Clark. It's 3-on-1. Clark, the trailer to Porman, who just about gets it to go.
Yeah, not too sure what TVC were trying to run on offense, and we had a lot of action on the weak side, but not great spacing from the team in white. Let's see what they run in this next action.
Lucas goes inside, another turnover, 2 quick turnovers for the visitors. Clark pulls up, buries a 3.
That is a huge hit from the magician from Australia, Mitch Clark, as he pulls up. Big 3.
Here is Robinson, 2-time British Basketball League MVP with the London Lions. Spent last season with the Surrey Scorchers, now the Surrey 89ers. As AJ Roberts in the corner hits a 3 himself.
What a way to answer back. You can see trying to get Justin Robinson and Ed Lucas the ball early. Rockets doing a good job of denying the action so far, but if you let them get going, good things happen.
Champion inside Nsangu, and Ty Nsangu will head to the foul line. No doubt a battle of the 2 Division 1 heavyweights, it must be said, in Reading and Thames Valley. But Reading last week were really pushed to their limits by a Division 2 side, the Barking Abbey. Barking Abbey actually won their opening Division 2 game on Saturday, yesterday, against the Westminster Warriors, and are looking to do well in Division 2. They certainly push Reading hard, but this will be a different proposition for Reading today.
Absolutely, and we spoke last week about just the hustle and the effort of the young Barking Abbey team. Today, there's even more talent on offer with some more experience, but it's going to be interesting to see. I'm already trying to figure out what both teams are trying to do on the offensive end. Rockets starting with pick and roll. TVC trying to run some staggers on the weak side.
And also Thames Valley trying to push the ball in transition. Their first 2 scores were on the fast break, but they've set their play a bit more as it's gone on. And here is Robinson inside to Fairbairn, bumps Clark, and Adekunle blocked by Nsangu. Thames Valley still have it. Lucas 3 as the shot clock was winding down, and Nsangu dominates and gets the ball. Here is Clark. Clark looking for help, and an offensive foul has been called on Ty Nsangu, a moving screen.
Yeah, and that's someone they're going to want to try and look after. The Rockets do have a bit of size this year, but Ty Nsangu probably the only one that really fits purely into that 5 spot. Good job from Zane Porman on that last possession to try and get the clock down, but you know, forced TVC into a late shot clock layup sort of deep in the paint, so good start.
Here is Lucas. Robinson. Noise intensifies here at Loddon Valley. Robinson, a three. Robinson puts one in. And that is Justin Robinson's game all day long.
And sometimes the best offense is literally, here's our star man, give him the ball, get out the way, let good things happen. Former
Great Britain international Justin Robinson played alongside British basketball legends such as Luol Deng, Matthew Bryan and Manning, as Taina Sangu cleans up the miss from Clark.
Exactly how we want Taina Sangu to be playing, right? Chase after the board, get up nice and high, and make sure you get everything back in the basket when you catch it around the room.
Here is Robinson again for three. Justin Robinson not messing around.
Coach Samit Irizade not happy with that. He does not want anyone to be allowing a catch in his hands.
25 points on his debut, Justin Robinson for Thames Valley against London Elite. And no doubt brings a lot of star power to this Thames Valley Cavaliers team. Nice pass from Portman to Nasangu.
Great start from the big fella. Yes, he's had a moving screen, but other than that, everything's been going well. Blocks on the defensive end, putbacks on the offensive end. What a start for Taina Sangu.
1 point lead for the Cavaliers. Fairbairn puts up a three himself. That's in and out. And here is Clark. You almost feel that Cavaliers are just passing and then shooting as Chamberlain drives at Adekunle. And here is Clark to slow it down. A lot of time on the shot clock still. Clark to Chamberlain at the top. And ball batted away from Robinson. Portman puts it up. Shot clock down to three. Chamberlain puts it up and knocks it down.
That is a big hit from Simon Chamberlain in the corner. Hesitates, takes the lateral dribble and pulls it deep into the shot clock. What a make.
Robinson again. He puts in another one. Three straight three-pointers for Justin Robinson.
That is a great play call for Justin Robinson to get him going. He's already hit two big threes. They run two screens at the top and he hits a big shot.
9 of 16 points for the Cavaliers have come the way of Justin Robinson as a foul has been called as John Fairbairn prepares to check in for brother Tyler. What a start though for Justin Robinson. The Cavaliers are up two and Robinson has hit three-pointers, pretty much all from the top as well.
He is an incredible, not shot taker, but shot maker. And we Rockets are going to have to try and find a way to solve him.
As Nasangu drives inside, looking for that three-point play opportunity. And Taina Sangu, who's been really aggressive in the first 7 minutes, will head to the foul line for the Reading Rockets.
One thing interesting to me in an offense just a couple of plays ago, Taina Sangu came to screen. Mitch Clark said, no, go away. I want to attack Deji Akunle. So it wasn't so much about who was screening, it was about who was defending the screener. Looks like they're trying to go at the big man early, make sure TVC can't switch anything, and see if they can try and create some space on a kick out.
Well, Taina Sangu having a great first quarter in his own right. We were talking about Justin Robinson. Taina Sangu now 6 points and 3 rebounds for him as Deji Adekunle comes out. Shaquille Lewis checks in for the first time, and Victor Olorerin now comes into the game for the first time for the Rockets, and Lewis Champion takes a seat. Clark almost got the steal. Scrappy offense from Thames Valley, who still have it. The ball is deflected out of bounds, and Cavaliers will keep it with 8 on the shot clock.
Yeah, it's sometimes not too bad. You're deep into the shot clock. You struggle to get a good look. So you get a baseline or sideline ball. Gives the coach a bit of time to set something up. Let's see. I'm expecting some kind of screen after this inbound for Justin Robinson.
Justin Hopkins into the game for the first time, and that's a 5-second violation. You don't see those calls often, and Justin Robinson, for all his veteran experience, the culprit.
Yeah, unlucky on that one. You could see they were trying to get a post-up catch, but nothing was on, so ended up getting a 5-second violation.
Here is Hopkins, who back to Portman. Taina Sangu is on the bench now for the Rockets. Here is Clark. Inside to Hopkins, who will bring a lot of physicality under the basket as he drives into the teeth of Lewis. Lewis stands his ground, and here is Ed Lucas to Roberts. Roberts nearly got it picked by Chamberlain, and here is Lewis backing down Hopkins. Extra pass, and John Fairbairn says thank you very much.
Yeah, nice little backdoor cut on the post entry. Something you teach kids at a young age. You pass the ball into the post, make sure there's a cutter.
And there is Clark at the other end, blows the layup, and Robinson collects the loose change. As Justin Robinson slows it down with the Cavaliers up 2 and 2:30 remaining in the first. Justin trying to put the moves on Olarerin, puts up a 3 again! 4 3-pointers for Justin Robinson!
That is an unreal shot from Justin Robinson. I was literally about to say I don't think Victor Olarerin could have done any more on the defensive end. That man is on fire early in the game.
Talk about taking the sting out of the Loddon Valley crowd. Justin Robinson with 12 points, 4 3-pointers out of 4 attempts. Olarerin. Matt Ullman back into the game, or into the game for the first time for the Rockets. 6 to shoot for Reading. Clark drives. Inside it goes to Hopkins. And a whistle has gone. Reading will keep the ball. Our 3 officials today. I've got to say this at the start of the game. How rude of me. James Molyneux, Steve Stregwick and Bettier Osgour. James Molyneux was at Cobham yesterday refereeing the WNBL Division 1 clash between Cobham and Reading. Good to catch up with him yesterday as well. He's not following me around, clearly. Here is Lucas. Robinson, and Robinson is fouled by Champion, and good move there from Samit Nurizadeh, putting an experienced defender, Lewis Champion, who has British Basketball League experience, of course, with the Bristol Flyers, and he is now assigned to Justin Robinson, who is 4 of 4 from three-point land and on the ball right now. Absolutely, and with players like Justin Robinson, you want to keep giving different matchups. You don't want him to get used to the same matchup. Keep changing it up, different styles, different methods of defense. Big Robinson,
pull-up 3.
Another 3, and this time he's gone cold. His first miss from downtown, but Roberts collects the loose ball, puts it up, and good defense from Matt Ullman. And here is Olarerin for the Rockets. Olarerin stops, pops, but misses the 2. And Reading struggling a little bit from the field now. They're going to below 40% as Fairburn looks to get in on the act, and Olarerin with the rebound. Pace of this game just getting a little quicker as Olarerin on the catch and shoot, and John Fairburn the rebound.
Yeah, you can see TVC without the big man Deji Okunle and can now switch everything, which does cause a bit of disruption to Rockets' offense, as they can now no longer just pick at that matchup, because you know as soon as you come off that screen, it's going to be a switch straight away, and a little bit better at defending 1 through 5 now with this smaller lineup.
And as Juan Manning comes into the game for the first time for the Cavaliers, AJ Roberts takes a seat, and a blocking foul on Lewis Champion in that previous play. That's his second foul. 14 fouls for the Rockets. Lucas, 3, he can hit them, and he banks one home.
That's so tough. When you're doing everything you can on the defensive end to limit scores, someone takes a deep pull-up shot and banks it from the three-point line. That's always tough. 6
for 11 from downtown. The Cavaliers, as Chamberlain looks to respond. Ullman with the offensive board. As Olarerin goes inside, and he will go to the line. But already the Cavaliers up 24-16, 6 for 11 from downtown. Justin Robinson obviously with 4 of those triples. And right now, Reading along the perimeter, really struggling to contain the visitors.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of that last take from Victor Olarerin. And I think one thing that Rockets may have started to fall into, we started to see them try and almost go 3 for 3. And like you said earlier, they're struggling to hit a little bit from outside. So actually a tough take to the rim, get some free throws, just see the ball go in the hoop for a little bit, and then you can always start extending your range again. The biggest challenge is how to defend Justin Robinson when he's so hot. How do you take the ball out of his hands, and can they force Thames Valley into actually running some offenses? Because at the minute it's a lot of isolation, a lot of single ball screen action. Can they try and force them into a second or third action in the offense?
Victor Olarerin splits his free throws as Mohamed Akiki into the game for the first time and on the ball in place of A.J. Roberts. And straight away, pass deflected, turned over, and the Rockets break in transition, home in the finish.
And that's big. You want that done, 10 seconds left in the quarter. Get a two-hand jam, take some momentum going into the second quarter.
Final seconds of the first. Robinson has it. Robinson with the floater gets it to go on the buzzer. I don't think he knew much about the time on the clock. Threw it up and it just went in. And Justin Robinson is the talk of this first period, no doubt about it. He has 14 points on 5 of 6 shooting, and the Cavaliers have a 26-19 advantage here in our final quarter-final of the KitKing Trophy.
I've decided I don't know anymore. I don't know how to defend that. I have no idea.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Once he catches the ball, good things happen for Thames Valley Cavaliers. He was a little bit open in the corner. Victor Olarerin does a great job closing him out. He drives. I don't even think he looked at the basket, John. I think he just chucked it up and he swished it from the free throw line. I don't know how you defend that.
And the Cavaliers, I think the big story alongside Robinson's 14 points, he's played all 10 minutes thus far of the first quarter, is that the Cavaliers are shooting 54%, 6 for 11 from downtown. In contrast, the Reading Rockets shooting just 41% from the field, which isn't actually too bad. But when you're going up against a side that's shooting nearly 60%, it's hard to guard that, isn't it? But obviously, we're still in the first quarter, and there's still a long way to go.
Absolutely. I'd like to see them continue to try and get some tough takes. We saw in the earlier stages of the KitKing Trophy, we saw some really good offenses that Samuel Rosado came up and forced some mismatches in the post. We spoke last time out about Justin Hopkins, managed to get him a few easy catches in the low post against smaller matchups. Samuel Rosado's got a great arsenal of offenses that he can run. So I think I'd like to see him maybe try and just put the ball inside. I mean, we can see now the big man Deji Akunle's back in. Maybe they'll go back to that early ball screen, see if they can get him defending, and see if that can create some space for him on the three-point line.
Reading going with a very small lineup with Justin Hopkins almost playing the center position, and he's on guard duty right now with Adekunle. Here is Shaquille Lewis putting the moves on Pullman. Justin Robinson scrambling, and the bodies are on the floor, and Olarerin comes up with the loose ball. Olarerin dancing, going up, and layup is no good, but he'll go to the foul line.
And like we said, tough take to the rim. Victor Olarerin, great job, but I want to give a big shout out down here. Mitch Clark's defense, absolutely unbelievable. They put him in a stagger action. That means they had 2 screens away from the ball. Really hard to defend, and you saw Mitch get right close, tight to his body, made himself as narrow as possible, fought over both screens, disrupted the offense. Rockets out in transition.
As Victor Olarerin goes to the foul line for the Rockets. Of course, this is the final quarter-final in the KitKing Trophy this weekend. Of course, there were 3 games on Saturday. The Milton Keynes Breakers, 95-68 winners over last season's finalists, the Bradford Dragons. Hemel Storm overcoming the Loughborough Riders, 95-82, the 2023 winners. And the holders of the KitKing Trophy, the Derby Trailblazers, coming up trumps against the Solent Kestrels, 105-95. So final place in the semi-finals up for grabs as Thames Valley with a really needless turnover as A.J. Roberts and Ed Lucas prepare to check back into the game for Nigel Lloyd's side. It always feels weird saying Nigel Lloyd's side, the Cavaliers. Of course, we've had many years of Robert Banks. Of course, Banks still on the bench for Thames Valley.
I'm a really big fan of that sub, actually. Get experienced guard Ed Lucas back into the game. There's cheap turnovers, so now we've got a transition bucket for Rockets in terms of free throws. And now they've got a possession back.
Horman misses the layup. Adekunle stood his ground. And here is Robinson at pace. Lucas, 3, that's short. Tyler Fairburn was battling for it. Lucas gets another bite of the cherry, and this time it's sweet.
Yeah, that's a good kick out there. Whenever you get a rebound near the rim, you always want to shoot. That's Ullman.
Here is Olarerin from the corner.
With that trademark three-side to the Loddon Valley crowd, I'm expecting to see a lot of that this season.
Former Thames Valley guy, Victor Olorerin, was having long chats with his former teammates as AJ Roberts responds in kind for the Cavaliers, and it's 32-24. Olorerin again, and this time he goes cold. Here is Robinson. Portman on him. AJ Roberts driving at Olorerin, the lob. Adekunle couldn't quite hang on. And the ball will go out of bounds. It was last touched by Ullman, despite Mitch Clark's best attempts. As Tyner Sangu will check in. It's been a very fast-paced second quarter, this, hasn't it, Charlie?
Absolutely, it has. And this will be interesting to see what we do with this sub here. Tyner Sangu coming back into the game, so of course he'll defend the 6'10" big Adekunle for TVC. Justin Robinson and Ed Lucas both hitting big shots just now, as well as AJ Roberts. So putting the big man in, I'm expecting them to put Tyner Sangu in some ball screen actions and force him to defend from the three-point line.
Robinson. 5 to shoot for the Cavaliers. Robinson loses the ball. Here is Olorerin. Hopkins in transition. That's too easy.
Yeah, good from Rockets, though. Get out in transition. And look, Mitch Clark here, ready to defend the other way.
Straight away, Cavaliers looking to break in transition. And the Rockets hold their ground. Here is Lucas over Ullman. A 3. That's good. That's a 2, actually. He stepped on the line.
3-2, what a shot that was. And no sort of right to take it, other than the fact he's an extremely experienced veteran that makes them.
Olorerin. Inside, and Fairbairn looked to get the steal, but instead, Hopkins with the easy finish. Lucas driving at Matt Ullman. That's a foul on the floor, and Matt Ullman protests his innocence. And the Rockets, just the 3rd foul in this second quarter, as we are coming up to the 3-minute mark, as Matt Ullman will now take a seat. That was his first foul, and Chamberlain comes back in for the Rockets. Robinson looking for help, finds Lucas wide open for 3. Roberts looked to get the rebound, but Olorerin collects the loose ball. Bit of a mismatch here with Adekunle, and Clark resets. Adekunle Olorerin driving at Adekunle, and Adekunle with the foul, so Olorerin will go to the line.
Smart play from Mitch Clark there. Whenever you have a matchup like that, you've got a smaller, quicker guard against a bigger, longer body, you've got to attack them from the three-point line. It's sort of the equivalent as having a 7-foot player being defended by a 6-foot player. You have to put the ball inside. So smart play from Mitch Clark. He said to Tyner Sangu, no, don't screen in. Give him some space, get the ball back, and attack the matchup. Good play.
Well, the NBL Division 1 season starts officially on Saturday night, and this is a warm-up to the opener for the league season, as these two teams will meet here again on Saturday. So the first of 2 matchups in quick succession for both the Rockets and the Cavaliers. Of course, the WNBL season started in earnest yesterday, and the Reading Rockets very short-handed in Cobham, coming out 66-44 losers on that one, but a strong effort from Coach Botero Luque's side, with only 7 players going up a near full-strength Cobham side, newly promoted from WNBL 2.
Absolutely. Look, he took a really young group there. We've got one under 18 that went to play 36 minutes yesterday. We've got the Thompson sisters, who are both, Mia Thompson played for the JMA Rockets as an academy player before going off to Anglia Ruskin at university. You've got Mia Thompson, who played for the under-18 Rockets last year, so took a really young lineup. He was really pleased, actually, with what he saw. He was really pleased with how the young group defended and held the team to the 60s. But yeah, of course, some big names missing, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when you get the more experienced veterans back in that group.
Millie Day was the one of the high points for the Rockets, alongside Jade Blackburn off the bench on that day. The Cavaliers women were also in action yesterday as Robbie O'Connell took charge for the first time, but his side lost to the Loughborough Riders 78-70. The other game was Manchester Mystics downing the newly promoted Worcester Wolves 70-47. 2 more games in the WNBL on tap this afternoon as Lucas just about collects and Thames Valley straight away, but Olarerin, great awareness, gets the steal. And the Rockets have the ball again, trailing by 4. Here is Clark. Olarerin step back 3, nails it.
That is a great hit. I was just about to say, if you're going to make big plays and steal the ball on the defensive end, you've got to make it count on offense. 1-point game.
Robinson. Cavaliers have enjoyed a lead as big as 8 points, but now are under the cosh as Lucas, good defense from Chamberlain, and Olarerin comes up with it. Here is Clark. Clark driving to the hoop and loses the ball. It'll be a Cavaliers possession.
Yeah, but you could see he went straight back to that ball screen action, and Mitch Clark and Sammy Rizade fuming that that's been given a white ball. But even still, let's see what happens next.
Lucas. Thames Valley methodical at the moment in their offense, and the ball goes out of bounds. John Fairburn loses the handle, maybe too methodical, as Reading will take the ball back, and that is turnover number 10 for the Cavaliers.
Rockets doing what we call icing the ball screen. That means as the screen comes, you can see the guard gets above the screen, so you can't use it. That's to stop Tyner Sangu from having to switch on the likes of Ed Lucas and Justin Robinson. Smart play from Sarah Rizade.
Hopkins bumps his way inside, and he will go to the line for 2.
Big shots as well. This could get Rockets the lead if he was to make both. So nice to see the hustle of Rockets. They managed to find a way just to quieten Justin Robinson a little bit, force TVC to play with a smaller lineup so they can switch everything as well. So interesting that Rockets have managed to find an answer, but now TVC, can they find that momentum once more? Get that lead back if he does make these both.
Justin Hopkins, 12 points off the bench last week against Barking Abbey. In one of those very rare Saturday games, we'll be having 5 of those at Loddon Valley this season, all before the start of the new year. As Mitch Clark picks up Robinson full court. And Clark gets the steal. Ball goes out of bounds, it'll be a Reading ball.
And the Loddon Valley crowd goes nuts. That is a huge hustle play from Mitchell Clark and has forced a timeout for the Thames Valley Cavaliers as he's got the crowd up and going. What hustle that was from Mitch Clark.
Justin Robinson, probably the safest pair of hands in British basketball when it comes to picking up the ball, you know, from his own half, but Mitch Clark had other ideas. Mitch Clark, a very underrated defender. We've talked about a lot of his offense this season, averaging nearly 61% from the field in this KitKing trophy alone. And right now, defensively, that's what we're talking about with him.
And I think that's the best thing about him, is he plays both ends of the floor. He's incredibly methodical in the way he plays, but he can also really turn it up and get aggressive. You see when he goes hard to the rim, he gets a nice strong pickup, goes as deep as he can, makes good plays in the paint. But on the defensive end, as you said, John, he can defend 1 through 5. Coach Samuel Ozade has no issue with him switching onto Deji Akunle down on the defensive end. We've seen it a couple of times. He fights, he hustles. Same on the ball here. Force a mistake, dive on it, get the crowd up. That's what he offers.
And that's one thing Coach Nurizade likes about the players that he picks for his team. It's versatility, and Mitch Clark has that versatility. And we've seen at both ends now throughout the KitKing trophy. Offensively, he gets it done, and defensively, he gets it done as well. And here he is on the ball right now. Still only has 3 points, mind you, but defensively certainly showing his worth. Here is Hopkins driving under the basket and scores.
Tough take to the rim, 3-point advantage.
Here is Roberts. Alex Wilson will check in for the first time for the Cavaliers in just a moment as Robinson a step back 2 over Clark, and it's off to the left. Here is Clark. Clark puts Robinson on skates and he will go to the line.
And that matchup is becoming personal, and I love it. Those two going at it. We've just seen Mitch Clark down here get hit pretty hard by a stagger screen, and Justin Robinson managed to get a good look, but now down the other end, Mitch Clark goes, no, my turn, get to the line, 2 shots.
Well, the first quarter, it was all about Justin Robinson, wasn't it, as he was putting Reading to the sword, but now the Rockets, led by Clark, having their own way. It's a personal matchup now between Clark and Robinson as Clark makes the first 3 throw. But this is what we like, isn't it? It's those personal battles and the crowd at Loddon Valley getting into it as well.
And you absolutely do not want to give this one up when your first game of the Division 1 season is against this team as well. So both of these teams will not want to give this one up. You can see that in the fire and hustle we're seeing on the court already.
And that game next week between these two teams will be on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Should be an absolute thriller as the steal from the pass from Roberts. Olarerin drives to the hoop.
And that has completely turned this game around. 7 points up for Rockets after a thunderous quarter from the Thames Valley Cavaliers.
Absolutely, a 22-8 second quarter for the Rockets. They're up by 7, 4:27 left in the second, as Robertson steps back and buries a 3. 5 triples for Robertson, 5-star.
Unbelievable shot. As I said, this matchup's getting personal. It's fight for fight right now, punch for punch.
They're trading shots, they're trading attitude. They're even trading ankles. Hopkins inside.
And that was that set we were talking about. Salman Rizali's run it a few times now. Get Justin Hopkins that post look. TVC have to start defending that action better.
Shaquille Lewis, one Manning will check in for the Cavaliers in just a bit. Shaquille Lewis was going to check in a minute or so ago, but he sat back down. Here is Wilson. Lucas putting the moves on Olarerin. To the shoot, gonna put it up. Shot clock violation. Good defense from the Rockets. There were options though for the Cavaliers to take the shot. Maybe a miscommunication on their part.
Absolutely. TVC are sort of running 2 main offenses at the minute. They're either getting the ball out of Justin Robinson's hands or running this stagger action, but they haven't had a lot of success from it. Now they're starting to go straight to ball screen, but depending on who's screening looks like, depends how Rockets defend it. We just saw a hard hedge, we've seen switching, we've seen icing, so I think maybe some kind of different kind of look coming up soon might be needed for TVC.
And that different look for Reading, as you were mentioning, is Zane Portman coming onto the court, and Simon Chamberlain taking a seat. Clark inside to Hopkins. Reading passing the ball quickly at the moment. Double team on Hopkins, no good. Scramble under the basket. Roberts comes away with it. Here is Robinson putting the moves on Clark. That's a hard foul, and as you can see, that matchup coming with some attitude and some afters as well, as both teams getting into it. It's getting feisty on the court.
And that was always going to happen. 2 very experienced players going at it, punch for punch. That's exactly what you want in a game like this. Get them going.
Justin Robinson just chatting with Zane Portman as Justin Hopkins comes out, Champion comes in. But it is getting a bit heated out on there on the court right now. A lot of personal battles that have developed throughout this game thus far, and it's part 1 of a double-header for these 2 teams. Next Saturday is shaping up to be quite the icer, really, isn't it?
It really is. Neither team wants to give this one up. Neither does the Loddon Valley crowd. Did you hear the noise on that last free throw? Now, Mitch Clark, worth noting, just had 2 fouls.
Well, Justin Robinson, a career 85% foul shooter for the Cavaliers. And for his career, he doesn't miss many, does Robinson. Here is Chamberlain. Champion. Portman a 3, that's short. Nsangu fouls Alex Wilson under the basket. 3 minutes to go in the half, and it's been an entertaining first half. It's been fast-paced, it's been scrappy, it's been physical. We've had some attitudes thrown into it. It's everything you want in a quarter-final matchup.
It absolutely is, and it's two teams that want to go all the way in this competition.
Manning gets it stolen by Champion. Portman inside Nsangu and a foul.
One from the big man.
Don't know how much time Nsangu knew of that when it left his hands, but it went down, and he'll go to the line for a three-point play opportunity.
He absolutely will, and I honestly, both teams are just on fire this game. I think the first team to probably get a few stops in a row is going to be the next team that really sort of pulls away on the next lead.
Well,
go on, sorry.
Thames Valley Cavaliers had the best of the first quarter, but no question the Reading Rockets have had the upper hand here in this second period, as Nsangu will head to the foul line for the Rockets, and he makes it. As Matt Ullman will check into the game, and Nsangu will take a seat.
Yeah, I think you see both teams taking big men off here. I would be expecting here a lot of switching on most actions. The only thing I wonder is how will Rockets defend Justin Robinson now that he's still got that hot hand. They've done a better job in this quarter, but he's still scored, what, 5-7 points?
Well, Justin Robinson has not sat down at the moment. He's been on the court throughout this first half, and a zip pass whacks the scoreboard. And the Cavaliers will keep it. $10 on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. 46-39 as we will get our scoreboard adjusted in just a second. Here is Manning pulling the moves on Olarerin. Manning, a floater, money.
Yeah, good shot needed for TVC to get them into the 40s. They were living in the 30s for quite a while in this quarter, so good job from them to get into the 40s now, but they're going to make it count.
Ullman, Olarerin. Chamberlain at the top. Champion offensively has been quiet thus far. Portman, 5 to shoot, and Olarerin steps out of bounds.
It's a tough turnover, those ones. It's not the kind of turnovers you want as a Division 1 player. We just get caught in the line, but Victor Olarerin did well to get into that space, and it was a good job from Portman to find him, but yeah, not the kind of turnover you want in a close game as tight as this one.
Champion, who was actually part of the Thames Valley Cavaliers team, who made the first ever KitKing Trophy final back in the COVID season. It was El Lynch Trophy back then, but the Cavaliers lost that day to the Solent Kestrels in Leicester. Now looking to guide Rockets, hopefully to a first ever final of the KitKing Trophy. Need to get past Thames Valley first as Champion goes for 3 and misses. And Manning in and out. On the follow was Roberts, and AJ Roberts will go to the foul line.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that shot from Brian Manning. I think the Rockets end up taking a bit of a tough 3 down the other end. TBC had a bit of an opportunity there to probably get into something and narrow this deficit a little bit more. I think he settled on that one a little bit, but still, they managed to get 2 shots at the line off the rebound, so he needs to make them to draw this close.
Well, AJ Roberts last season, 80% from the foul line. Again, a very reliable shooter. 80% last season for his career, and that's stretching back many, many years, 78%. So in fairly safe hands when you're at the stripe with AJ Roberts as he makes them both. Olarerin at the top. Ullman. Entering the final minute of a frantic first half. Chamberlain from 6 feet, that's off the back iron. And here is Robinson for the Cavaliers. Robinson nearly lost the ball again, but he picks it up his dribble, looks for help, finds it in Tyler Fairburn, spins, fires, misses.
Now, if they can control the clock here, they might be able to get 2 possessions late in this quarter.
Olarerin misses the layup. And Champion receives it back off the feed and gets the layup to go. Robinson, another turnover for him.
And that is just what Rockets want as well. They've left 31.5 seconds on the shot clock. That means no matter how long TVC taking this, Rockets will get a chance to have one more possession.
And a timeout has been called with 31.5 seconds remaining. And the Cavaliers, who led 26-19 after the first period, find themselves behind 48-43. And Justin Robinson has kind of cooled down now after his 14-point explosion in the first quarter. Still has 19 points, but the Reading Rockets, as a team, really getting it done at the moment.
Yeah, and I think, like you just talking about Justin Robinson, like Mitch Clark, as we said, made that matchup personal. And now no one in that team wants to give him an easy catch or an easy shot. So you can see them really hustling. Every time he picks the ball up, they're hounding him. When he gives it up, no one leaves him. So every catch for him is now hard. He's having to move, they're having to set screens, and they're forcing TVC out of offense. Now, this timeout for TVC, coach will be drawing up a play. Be interested to see how he uses the clock here. He's probably not going to want to get a rush shot. He's probably going to want to shoot later in the clock, leave as little time as possible for Rockets to get that last possession.
And one thing we must mention as well, 16 turnovers for the Cavaliers. Zane Porman has 3 steals. Victor Olorarian has 4 steals. Victor Olorarian actually leads the way with 13 points off the bench right now. And a very interesting statistic is 25 points for Reading have been scored off those turnovers.
And I think that's the biggest thing. We just talked about TVC losing their offense a little bit. So it looks like Rockets actually getting ready to do something here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a trap here.
Well, it's a full court press and a bit of a trap set as Roberts looks to bring the ball over the timeline. Manning just about collects. Tyler Fairbairn inside under great pressure from Champion, maybe too much pressure, and the referee calls the foul, and it will be 2 shots, both teams in the penalty with 20.7 seconds remaining in the quarter, and another timeout has been called. This time Coach Nirazade wants to have a chat.
Yeah, and that'll be because he wants his team to know exactly what he wants them to do on the offensive end. Of course, if they make both free throws, he could call a timeout after the second one. But if they miss, he doesn't have a chance to call it. So he'll call it now and say, right, rebound the ball hard. Once we get it, we're in this offense. This is what I want to do. This is who I want us to attack. This is who I want in the certain spaces. So smart timeout from Samit Nirazade. Be interesting to see what the TVC coach is talking about here. Probably if I'm him, I'm talking about, right, be ready for this kind of action. Maybe it could be that they sub Mitch Clark back in the game and get him in a ball screen. Maybe they try and put Tyner Sango in, ready to screen and roll. So he needs to be talking to them now about this is who we switch, this is who we don't switch, this is how we defend.
A great crowd here at Loddon Valley today on a Sunday afternoon as the weather starts to drop a little bit. It's getting a little bit chillier here in the UK, especially in the south. Let's hope anyone in the north is not laughing about that. But it's a cold and fresher afternoon here in Reading, but the action red hot on a Sunday as the final place in the KitKing semi-finals is up for grabs, and right now it's been anyone's game. It's been a tale of 2 quarters right now as Tyler Fairbairn heads to the line for the Cavaliers. Of course, Worthing Thunder fans know this guy very well, played there last season, obviously before that along the M27 at the Solent Kestrels. And a good addition alongside his brother John to this Cavaliers team, as he makes them both. Both John and Tyler very physical players, but can shoot the ball as well, especially Tyler. 7 points, 4 rebounds last season for the Thunder.
Here's this ball screen that we were expecting. Mitch Clark back in the game.
Final seconds of the half as Olorarian gets it blocked by Juan Manning. Still time, but Okiki couldn't get the ball off, and that'll end the first half here at Loddon Valley, and it's a 3-point back game, and words are still being exchanged by both teams as Nigel Lloyd calls AJ Roberts and his side over, and there's a lot of attitude being shown from both teams, and it's all setting up to be quite an interesting third quarter. And even going to the dressing room, there seems to be a lot of words being exchanged.
Absolutely, and now what's important is you've got this intensity, you've got this aggression that has to be controlled. If I'm either coach, I'm saying to him, good, let's use that fire, let's use that passion, let's use that energy, but let's control it. Let's use it in the right way. Let's not get cheap fouls. Let's just defend hard, defend smart, and let's be aggressive on the offensive end. Lots of paint touches, lots of drives, and lots of pick and roll is what I'm expecting early in the third.
And also, there's one thing we don't really mention a lot on live streams, but we've got to give a big shout out to the three officials today. You know, James Molyneux, Steve Stredwick and Petty Osgore, they've been very, very composed with how they've handled things, especially in the final 4 minutes of that second quarter, where things were getting very chippy, very physical, a lot of words being exchanged. There was some shoving going on as well. They've done an excellent job maintaining order in this game.
Absolutely, because like we're talking about, it's what you want. You want passion, you want aggressiveness, you want energy. And that's the kind of thing. So let them play, call the game as they have, call it fair, call it right, but at the same time, have a little bit of leniency. It was Division 1 basketball.
So it's 48-45, as you can see there. Reading Rockets hold a slight advantage, a 29-19 second quarter, turning the tide for them so far in this game. Victor Olorarian has 13 points to lead the Rockets. Justin Hopkins has 10, both players coming off the bench. Justin Robinson leads all scorers with 19 points, 5 of 6 from downtown. 4 of those coming in the first quarter. But it's going to be an enticing second half in store, and we will be having you that third quarter in around 13 minutes time. Don't go anywhere on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Stay with us. Welcome back to Loddon Valley. We are just around 2 minutes until the start of the third period. John Hobbs, Charlie Haynes, bringing you all the action from the Valley. And if you were keeping a look on the YouTube feed, you probably saw us unexpectedly as well on the camera. Not having one of my best days, I know, when it comes to the beard, but hey, my beard game is still strong, I guess. I don't know. But away from that, it's been a very entertaining first half of action, hasn't it, Charlie, as you look at the stats? And it's a very close game ahead. So what do you make of what the third quarter brings?
Well, I'm excited to see who gets hot in this third quarter, because the most interesting to me was just the switch between the two teams. You obviously had Justin Robinson just go absolutely nuts from behind the three-point line, scoring 14 points in that first quarter. But then Rockets held him to just 5. On the flip side of that, you've got players like Justin Hopkins, who didn't score a single point in the first quarter, and then goes and gets 10 in the second. Same for Victor Ollerin. 1 point in the first, 12 more added on in the second. So I'm interested to see who does each team go to, what sets do they run, does Samit Irizadeh play the inside game, does TVC look to play from the outside with Justin Robinson again, how do they start and what are they looking to do?
Great to have so many of you on board on the Basketball England YouTube channel. It has dropped, the numbers have dropped a little bit, but hopefully that'll pick up as soon as the third quarter starts. We've got people watching from Australia, from the United States, and even from Saudi Arabia are tuning in to watch this game today. So a lot of people all across the globe checking out the KitKing Trophy quarterfinals, and it's all to play for, 48-45 in favour of the Reading Rockets in front of a near full house here at the Valley. And these two teams, of course, if you've been watching us throughout today, are going to be meeting again on Saturday night, as well as the NBL Division 1 season officially starts. And if the first half is anything to go by from what we've seen, next Saturday is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, like we said, both teams made this very personal in the first half. Neither team is going to want to get off to a slow start. The thing I'm most excited for is to see this Loddon Valley crowd absolutely erupt when Rockets make the first big bucket of the second half.
Well, that's if they make the first big move of the second half. It's a game of runs basketball, and these two teams have shown that they can bring that to the table. 15-0 run for Reading, 8-0 run for Thames Valley, the biggest scoring runs of this game thus far. Simon Chamberlain misses the first attempt of the third, and Lucas makes the first attempt for the Cavaliers.
A really hard-earned good shot from Simon Chamberlain down the other end. Meanwhile, TVC, as Lucas pulls up in transition, just drains it. Good start from TVC.
And the game is tied now at 48, just like that. Here is Champion. Champion gets around the screen, too strong with his attempt. Another offensive rebound, though, from the Rockets, and an offensive foul is called. And that is, again, a moving screen from Tyne Sangu, and that'll be his third foul. So foul trouble creeping up on the Reading Rockets big man as Zane Porman prepares to check back in for the Rockets, and as Tyne Sangu, after less than a minute, will head to the bench.
That is not the foul you want if you're Samit Irizadeh. On the offensive end, a moving screen puts the big fella on 3 fouls already.
9 offensive rebounds in total in this game. Reading just about edging it 5-4. As Adekunle couldn't hang on. Ollerin on the fast break with the layup.
And he wanted a foul on that one too, but a good take, strong to the rim. Deji Akunle wanted that ball from a different angle, that post pass on the last possession.
Roberts inside. Tyler Fairburn goes strong, and he will go to the foul line. And that's one thing about Tyler Fairburn. He's a very physical play, and you don't expect that when you see someone of his stature, but when he goes to the hoop, he's one of the strongest in Division 1.
Yeah, absolutely. A really good, smart play from him on that last possession. So he's earned the right to take these 2 shots. You could just see Deji Akunle just say to him, look, if I've got my matchup inside, I need the ball coming from the sideline. We call that line of pass. He wants a better line of pass, easier to catch on a post entry.
And the Cavaliers, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, so they've not wasted their trips thus far, as Clark has it. Conversely, the Rockets 12 of 15 from the stripe. Clark at the top gets the friendly roll, and we speak about these rims at Loddon Valley. They're very dead rims. There's not a lot of give on them. They do flatten, and obviously Mitch Clark taking full advantage.
Yeah, but he'll take it. 3 points added on.
Talk about the rims being springy across the country, not here at Loddon Valley, I'll tell you that now. As Robinson, the extra pass, Adekunle was the intended target. As Olarerin falls almost onto the lap of a young content creator at courtside, and she'll be fine. As AJ Roberts looks to restart possession for the Cavaliers. Here is Lucas, shot clock was winding down, and a shot clock violation it is. So the Rockets will get possession back. Nearly 2 minutes played in this third period. It's as you were from the second quarter, but Mitch Clark responds with a 3.
And it was only the last game we covered, John, where he had a huge third quarter against Parkin Abbey. Are we due for another big Mitch Clark third quarter?
One of the best field goal percentages in the KitKing trophy, and another turnover for the Cavaliers. Chamberlain on the spin, looking to put the moves on Robinson, and a technical foul has been called. Looks like on Deji Adekunle, I think.
And you know what, if I'm really honest, I think that's a really tough call. And look, we've got a tough angle here for that particular one, but
absolutely,
that looked like a really tough call. And if I'm right, then that kind of reaction, I suppose, is fair enough.
And a big thing here is that's 4 fouls on Adekunle, who will now have to take a seat. Picked up his 3rd foul, got a 4th for the technical. So we won't be seeing much of Adekunle now in this second half. That's major in this one, as Chamberlain hits the first. What a debut Simon Chamberlain had for the Rockets down on the south coast against the Kestrels. 5 triples for 21, and is sort of settling into his role with the Rockets. He's coming off the bench some games, he's starting a few others. Of course, he's started the last 2 games now for the Rockets.
Yeah, that's where Samit Irazade's tactical brain is so good. He'll be using him in different ways based on the teams he's coming up against. So that'll be tactical decisions, meaning whether he starts or not.
Shaquille Lewis, who obviously will now see a lot of court time for the Cavaliers in the absence of Adekunle, but Ed Lucas now looking to respond, and here is Lewis, misses the hook shot, battle under the basket, Portman collects it.
Rockets, a team that really like to switch everything on defense, and the big fella not being in anymore means they can do just that.
Champion, a lot of time on the shot clock. Great shot clock management from Reading in this one. But the shot clock is now winding down to 4 for Clark, turnaround jumper. And Mitch Clark now 3 of 7 from the field. Here is Robinson driving, and it finds no one but Victor Olarerin, and here is Clark in transition. Chamberlain, and Reading will slow it down. Champion, 9 to shoot. Clark, Reading got a dance here. Clark inside, and a late whistle, but 2 shots to come for Mitch Clark.
Yep, similar to that last one. You know, defense, hands were high, but sometimes your hands can be up. It's actually your body, whether you're walking into the space where the player's going to land, or if you just bumped it with your hip. So looked like a bit of a blocking foul on that last one.
And Mitch Clark now at the foul line. 3 of 3 from the stripe tonight, or this afternoon.
Yeah, it's not a late night one this time.
Well, if you're watching in America or Saudi or wherever,
True.
it might be. It might be. As Clark makes them both. Obviously, my time difference skill's not very good, as Lewis Champion heads to the bench and Justin Hopkins comes in. Tyler Fairburn takes a seat for the Cavaliers. Juan Manning checks back in.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Rockets try and get the ball in the post with Justin Hopkins early. They'll try and work a good matchup for him inside.
Reading pressuring the ball handler. Manning suffocated by Portman, but Manning using his handles to get past him. Want to kick it out though, Manning. Finds Lucas, 7 to shoot for the Cavaliers. Trailing by double digits, and a foul called on Hopkins. 4.5 on the shot clock. This is Reading's biggest lead of the game, and the Cavaliers have only posted 5 points thus far. Hopkins now with his first foul.
Yeah, and I think a sign of good offense is when there's limited dribbles or only dribbles by the key player, the guy who want to end the offense. So a lot of ball handling going on at the minute, but that's a great pass inside.
Lewis inside, blows the layup. Good find from Robinson. Cavaliers just a little cold from the field right now as Clark drives inside. The open man, Olorarian for 3, no good. And another offensive rebound, Chamberlain. And Roberts the rebound.
Yeah, Nozade wanted a reset on that one.
Lucas, and he misses his 3. Both teams sparing 3-pointers right now. Not a lot of sets being played, it's just catch and shoot. Mitch Clark, he's short. Ball batted around along under the basket, and a foul called. That looks to be on Roberts. And that's 2 fouls. Well, excuse me, that's 2 shots for Justin Hopkins. And a first foul on AJ Roberts.
These early actions are working well for Rockets. They're coming off these early ball screens. They're just getting the first penetration, or they're just getting the first easy swing where the ball can go from one sideline to the other. I'd like to see TVC actually be a little bit more patient and try and run something a little bit more specific. It's a lot of run and gun, as you just said. I think you nailed it perfectly with that. I'd like to see them just settle down and actually get a look that they're going to work for.
Cavaliers have gone from 54% from the field in the first half down to 49. As a result, the Rockets, who were 47% from the field in the first half, have seen their percentage go up to 49. They have a 13-point lead. Lucas driving inside, goes glass.
Yeah, look, again, it's a good take. It's on his right hand. But I'd still like to see them just go to something a bit more specific.
Chamberlain, Horman, looks for Clark and finds him. Hopkins driving at Lucas, back to the basket, goes up, doesn't get the friendly roll. And Lucas the board. Here is Robinson looking to drive along the baseline. Ball goes out of bounds, it will stay with the Cavaliers.
Well, I do wonder, John, how many shots has Justin Robinson taken in this third quarter? Because I think that would be really interesting to know. A player that's with the hot hand, I don't remember him really having the ball too much at the end of the shot clock.
Well, I can tell you right now, he's not actually taken a field goal attempt in this third quarter, as Lucas rattles it around and out off the feet from Robinson. And the Cavaliers' cold streak continues. Just the 1 field goal in 2.5 minutes. Hopkins on the spin. Good defense from Roberts. Tough look there for Hopkins. Good defense from AJ Roberts.
Yeah, but the right decision, I think, to look inside there for Rockets. He's had a really good second quarter, so not a bad idea.
Manning looking to put the moves on Chamberlain. Chamberlain, a very good defender in his own right, so no mismatch there. You know, Manning might have had the quickness. And a foul has been called on Chamberlain. That's a second foul on the Canadian as Lewis Champion will check back in. Zane Portman will head to the bench. Of course, Portman missed last week's game against Barking Abbey with a slight knock. Reading, of course, without Reece Pinnock today through injury. Lucas, a three, no good. Lewis looked to bat the ball out, but it came to a Reading Rockets player instead. Here is Clark. A three-pointer is no good from Hopkins. On the follow, though, Chamberlain blows the layup. Cavaliers wanted a foul, and Olarerin puts it in. 17 points now for Victor Olarerin, and Thames Valley players are complaining that that should have been a foul. I think another technical foul has been called.
And that was on number 8.
I think that was, yeah.
Victor Olarerin, I believe.
It was on Victor Olarerin, yeah, technical foul on him. So Justin Robinson will head to the line, and a chance maybe to, as we get our camera sorted, there we go. Chance for Justin Robinson to get Thames Valley off the mark, which he does with his free throw. 12-point game. Rockets starting this third period strongly. 15-8 thus far, 3:13 remaining in the third period. Here is Roberts. Place in the semi-finals of the KitKing Trophy at stake. Robinson driving, pulls up a jumper, makes it. First point of the third period for Justin Robinson.
And they absolutely must start getting the ball in his hands more. It's surprising to me it's taken 7 minutes for him to have his first field goal attempt in this half.
Yeah, let alone a make, isn't it? As Chamberlain with the hook. And it's rebounded by Manning. Manning blows by Champion. Lucas dancing his way inside, and back-to-back scores for the Cavaliers, and a quick but a very good timeout used by coach Samit Nurizadeh.
Yeah, and I think actually maybe TVC might have missed a chance to call one earlier in this quarter. They did go a little bit far behind, and they were struggling on the offensive end. I mean, it's as I said to you, as I mentioned earlier, if you've got a player who's gone 19 points and gone 5 of 6 from the three-point line, and I said, who are you going to go to on the next offense? You'd probably choose that guy, right? So the fact that it's taken 7 minutes for him to get his first field goal, something they should really be here talking about. Right, this is how we get him looks. Okay, Ed Lucas, this is how we're going to get you on the drive, and while that's happening on the other side, we want this happening. So Robinson arrives on the wing alone, or he can be the one that starts the offense. I think that would be something they need to solve. Smart timeout, as you said, from Samit Nurizadeh. Just started to give up the run a little bit. A quick timeout, solve the issues, back out they go.
Of course, the Reading Rockets or Thames Valley Cavaliers will be in the semi-finals, where the Milton Keynes Breakers, Hemel Storm, Derby Trailblazers await 3 home wins in the KitKing Trophy quarterfinals. So Reading right now in the ascendancy, they have the lead 65-57, and certainly home comforts in this KitKing Trophy.
I mean, how much does it help when you've got the energy of Loddon Valley behind you when you're playing?
Absolutely, yeah, 1000%. One of the best home venues in the NBL Division 1, no doubt about it. Incredibly passionate supporters here in Berkshire. As Clark dishes it out to Chamberlain. Chamberlain across to Champion, being marked by Robinson. Clark, a three, buries it.
That is a big shot coming out of the timeout. Reading Rockets coaches will be thrilled with that one.
16 now for Clark. As Manning goes across the baseline, finds Lucas. Final 2 minutes of the third. 6 to shoot. Roberts. Manning a three, buries it.
That's just how you want to answer back, right? They hit a three, you hit a three. Back to 8-point game.
The intensity has not changed in this game. Both teams still going at it. Clark, running out of options, has to kick it out to Champion. Clark a three, again!
And we are just seeing a bombardment of threes in this third quarter out of the timeout. 9 points already.
Mitch Clark is feeling it right now. Robinson wide wide open. Where was the defense?
That's just exactly not what you want to happen if you're Samit Nurizadeh, but good job getting the ball back in his hands.
Samit Nurizadeh was clearly not happy with that as he orders Zane Porman to the table to come back in. 6 to shoot for Reading. Clark, champion, another three-point attempt, but this time it's off the back iron and it goes out of bounds, goes off the support bars from the top. As Porman comes in and Chamberlain comes out. 9-point lead, 49 seconds left in the third period. And Manning rolls the ball to stop the clock, picks up his dribble, and here we go for the Cavaliers again as Clark deflects the ball out of bounds. The intended target was Robinson.
Yeah, but again, like we're saying, that's what you want. He's just hit a shot, he's had the free throw, he got his mid-range jump shot, so now we've got him in rhythm again, and that's the guy that's going to get you back in the game, right? Let's keep going to him.
A lot of time on the shot clock. Inside, Lucas going strong. He's going to go to the foul line as the Rockets are now in the penalty, and the Cavaliers still have a foul to give as well in the third period. Right now, though, advantage Reading Rockets, who look to make it a perfect 4-4 for the home teams in this KitKing trophy. As Ed Lucas goes to the line. Last week, 11 points on 5 of 19 shooting against the Hemel Storm. A former Angola international.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of international experience. Actually played in Angola last year, did Ed Lucas. Of course, a very familiar face in the British Basketball League. Now the Super League, which started its play on Friday night, and the ball goes out of bounds. Reading will pick up possession.
Yep, so again, clock management, 36 seconds on the game clock from when they catch the ball. Looks like they won't get a quick enough shot here, so they'll want to work for the best one they possibly can.
Absolutely, you know, Thames Valley will get another bite of the cherry to end the third. Porman loses the ball, collects it again. 5 to shoot for Reading. Porman, beautiful footwork off the glass and in.
That's lovely, lovely footwork from Zane Porman.
Final seconds of the third period. Robinson, Manning, driving, dancing, layup is no good. And that'll end the third period. And a good third period for the Reading Rockets. And the fans coming onto their feet. They know what this means to them. A spot in the KitKing trophy up for grabs.
Yeah, and that's just what you want if you're a Rockets, a double-digit lead heading into the fourth quarter. Now, make no mistake, TVC have all the weapons they need to get back into this game, and it's going to have to be a good first 3 minutes of this fourth quarter from them to have, get the energy and momentum. Rockets doing a really good job on the offensive end, aiming towards 100 points, so they're going to have to find a way to solve those issues. But yeah, good end of the third.
It was a 25-17 third period for the Reading Rockets. Thames Valley, we promise you, did score some points in that third quarter, but they were struggling for the first 5 minutes. They only put up 5 points on the board. There it is on your screen right now, but Rockets holding an 11-point lead. Justin Robinson leading all scorers right now with 24 points. 5 of 6 from downtown. All 5 of those were in the first half. Quite the contrast to last week against the Hemel Storm when he was 0 from 8 from downtown, down in Hemel Hempstead. But for the Reading Rockets right now, Mitch Clark leading the way with 19 points, 50% from the field. That was his lowest field goal percentage of the season so far, matching what he did at Solent.
I think we're going to have to start calling him third quarter Mitch. That's 2 games in a row. That's 2 games in a row. He's had a huge third quarter. He's put the team on his shoulders. What a third quarter from him. good noticeable performances from Victor Ollerin as well, and Justin Hopkins, who sort of, Justin had a bigger second quarter than third, but you can see Sam Nirazar, they trust him, we keep putting the ball inside to him, good things are happening most of the time.
14 third quarter points for Mitch Clark. He's on 19 points and 5 of 10 shooting. You can chuck in 5 assists for good measure as we start the fourth period at Loddon Valley. Here is Lucas putting the moves on Ullman. Ullman, a good defender, a former Newcastle Knight player. Here is Manning driving inside, loses the ball. Nasangu returns to the fold for Reading, and the Rockets come away with it. 34 points for the Rockets, coming off 21 turnovers in this game. That's a huge statistic, as Pullman from the elbow misses everything.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the outcome he was wanting on that one. Way short on that shot.
Lucas with the floater gets the friendly roll.
Yeah,
Excuse me, that was Shaquille Lewis.
Now TVC must get stops. They cannot allow this game to remain a 9 to 11 point game.
Cavaliers are capable of making comebacks. They've done it throughout the years, as Nasangu inside almost got blocked by Roberts, but the referee saw a bit more than just a block. And Nasangu will head to the foul line. Nasangu, very athletic forward at 6'9", looking for a bit of a highlight play there. We've seen a lot of highlights in this game, haven't we? But it's mainly been back and forths between two players from the opposite sides, most notably Mitch Clark and Justin Robinson.
It absolutely has, but it's worth noting, as you were saying, because Nasangu had a great start to the game, didn't he? He was one of those guys that was making the biggest impact at the beginning. Because of his foul trouble, he's only been 12 minutes and 56 seconds when he got to the end of the third. So these are big minutes now. You know, Samet's looked after him. He's got 2 fouls still to give. So let's see what happens.
Nasangu misses both free throws, but the Rockets come up with it. 11 offensive rebounds for the Rockets, and another foul has been called. No basket, as Mitch Clark will go to the foul line.
Yeah, and AJ Roberts not happy with that call at all. I thought he got a bit of the body, but he seems to disagree with me on that one. So Mitch Clark back at the line.
Well, last season, Mitch Clark, no Reading Rockets player, went to the foul line more than Mitch Clark. 96 free throw attempts last season for him. If you must know who was number 2, it was Reece Pinnock, and he was all the way down with 67. So it just shows you the aggression of Mitch Clark, especially going to the hoop.
Absolutely. Like we said, a lot of good technical aspects about his game, but that aggression is also there as well. You know, he puts his heart on his sleeve, hard drives to the rim, confident shooter, defends really, really aggressively.
Your typical Australian athlete, so full of passion, so aggressive, always wants to win. Of course, Australia has a great heritage in sport, and basketball is certainly one of them. Their men's and women's teams, national teams, do so well. As Robinson from the top, in and out. And Matt Ullman collects the rebound. 11-point lead for the Rockets. Here is Clark. Gets Robinson jumping for joy. Nasangu, 6 to shoot. Clark has it back. Big three-pointer.
Oh
my
goodness.
Mitch Clark from downtown. 14-point lead for the Rockets.
That is an unbelievable hit from Mitchell Clark.
And Ullman tips it out. Nearly fell out of your seat there, didn't you, Charlie, with that step-back three. Didn't even have his feet set, just let it go and buried it.
I don't know how he does it sometimes. That is an awesome hit from Mitch Clark, but that's just extended the lead to 14 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the biggest thing for TVC now, that they're struggling to get the looks they're after on the offensive end, and defensively, they're really struggling to just halt this run that Rockets are on.
Deji Adekunle and Tyler Fairburn have come into the game. Tyler Fairburn and Shaquille Lewis have sat down inside. Tyler Fairburn the reverse.
That's great composure there from Tyler Fairburn. Took his time, made sure he saw where his defender came from, made the appropriate pivot and finished on the other side of the room.
Close to a double-double last week against Hemel. 12 points, 9 boards. Went about his business very quietly, did Tyler Fairburn. Guy who just gets on with it, really. No thrills. As Clark, shot clock down to 2. Or excuse me, that was Hopkins at 3. And one man in comes up with it. Roberts driving inside, and a foul called under the basket.
But a good take to the rim again. It's the kind of thing you want. Don't want to just settle for early threes. That's something that worked for them early. They kept going to it. It started to fail them a little bit. So go hard to the rim, create opportunities inside to out.
Olarerin will come into the game for the Rockets. Zane Horman will check out, and AJ Roberts, quiet scoring night, but 8 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So he is filling the stat sheet.
Yeah, absolutely is. There's players really starting to show up now for both sides. So lots of good things happening in the second half already.
As AJ Roberts makes both free throws. Here is Olarerin. Ullman. Shot clock now winding down again. It's down to 7. Ullman at the top, 3.
That is a big hit again. TBC can't stop Rockets from scoring. Rockets will do everything they can to stop this getting to an end game.
Robinson finds a bit of daylight inside and buries the elbow jumper.
That's the man they want, hitting the big shots as well.
And Justin Robinson now moves on to 26 points. That's his Thames Valley Cavaliers high. Previous to that was 25 against London Elite. As AJ Robertson, head coach Nigel Lloyd chat on, and both players, or excuse me, AJ Robertson, Nigel Lloyd, both wearing Jordan sneakers here tonight, and both inspired by world-famous street ball event K54. Of course, AJ Roberts, a huge Y54 player for Midnight Madness back in the days. I think he still plays at those annual events as well. Of course, famous NBA players have graced the Paris street ball courts. As Mitch Clark has it. 4 to shoot for the Rockets, and a good bit of defense there from Manning. Olarerin missed the handle. And here is Roberts, wide open, a 3.
And as good as the coach's wardrobe is, there's still a really big shot there from TBC. That was needed. Single-digit game.
So good of you to be checking us out on YouTube on the Basketball England channel. This is a thriller as Ullman will go to the line for 2 as we have 6:01 remaining. It's a single-digit game, and Thames Valley are coming back into this. They've trailed by as many as 14 points, but slowly but surely creeping back into this.
Yeah, they have, and that single digits is big. That is big because Rockets have been holding that double-digit lead for the last 5-6 minutes of the game clock, and now they've got it to single digits. As I said, the last thing you want is an end game if you're Rockets. They've earned the right to get up to double digits, but again, if players like Justin Robinson, who might be on the bench now, but he's just come off just after a good mid-range shot, if they can get him going late in this game,
absolutely,
could be problems.
And for Victor Olarerin, a player, and this is a question that's been put on the YouTube stream, a player that has actually been in the top 2 scorers for the Rockets, or top 3 scorers for the Rockets for 3 of the last 4 games. A good question of why he doesn't start. As a coach, why would you not start him?
Do you know one thing that's interesting? I was having this conversation the other day. You always want something off the bench. Because you've got, I mean, I know that Summit normally starts Reese Pinnock. Yeah, adds a bit of defense. He's probably planning to go to someone like Mitch Clark early in the game, or Lewis Champion off a ball screen. You need something off the bench that if you're struggling to score, you've got. So there you go, put him in. He's a high flyer, he can hit those corner threes. He adds something different when you're struggling to score.
One Manning looking to end Thames Valley's second half struggles. Here is Lucas. Lucas loses the handle, still has it. Olarerin with good defense. And a foul has been called, or is he out of bounds? He stepped out of bounds.
And again, if you count the dribbles in that possession, it was in the same hands for a very long time. He was forced all the way down the sideline, all the way down the baseline, limited space to play, out of bounds.
And the moment that turnover was committed, Justin Robinson launched from the seat and said to Nigel Lloyd, I've got to go in. And he goes in, Tyler Fairburn checks out.
Yeah, quick couple of minutes rest, now back in, go and win us the game. That's the message.
Chamberlain. Reading using the shot clock as well. Ullman wide open, a three, that's no good. And Adekunle the rebound.
A score here for TVC would be massive if they can get this to a 6 or 5 point game.
5 rebounds now for Deji Adekunle, and a foul under the basket from Nsangu on Adekunle. And that is 4 fouls now on Ty Nsangu, just like Adekunle. So both big men in foul trouble.
But actually not a bad foul from Ty Nsangu. Deji Adekunle was too deep into the paint. The only thing he could do was pivot and score. So Samit Nourzadi quite happy with that foul, actually.
Lucas, it was a risky pass from Robinson. Lucas, the floater, that's no good. And it is rebounded by Olarerin. Here is Clark pushing it. The tempo quickening. Olarerin inside.
That's a great finish. Great finish from Victor Olarerin. Good patience from Mitch Clark. Dribbled up the court, held the ball for a second, made the right pass, easy layup.
Rockets gliding as Manning will go to the foul line, and the Rockets up by 10, 4:48 remaining in this game. These two teams, of course, meeting next week in the NBL Division 1 opener on Saturday night, the 5th of October. Join us on the Basketball England YouTube channel for that. That should be an absolute corker. As Manning makes them both, as Coach Banks just looks to see or confirm something with the table officials while those free throws were happening. 8-point lead, and a double dribble has been called on Mitch Clark. Another call you don't see, and a technical foul has been called as well. That's 2 technical fouls for the Rockets in this game. To go with the 1 technical foul that Cavaliers had in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that from Mitch Clark, I understand he's frustrated, but it just can't happen because he's now just given a chance for TVC to get a bonus point, which was always going to happen with Justin Robinson taking
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
And it's now a 7-point game. So Samit Nourzadi not overly happy with him for getting that technical foul, but he's got to bounce back now. And normally after something like that, he just defends harder, makes a big shot, only good things happen.
Fans of British basketball were thrilled to have Justin Robinson back last season playing for Surrey Scorchers, and this is his first season in the National League, 36 years old. You remember him as a junior playing alongside Matthew Bryan and Manning as Ed Lucas misses the 3. He wanted a foul. Olarerin sets his feet wide open, misses the 3 though. And Robinson collects the loose change. It's 2-on-1. Lucas, the reverse. That's pretty. Timeout called by Coach Samit Nourzadi, or is it a timeout? Whistle went. Not sure what was whistled there.
I think probably just stopping the game so that they can just dry that wet patch up.
The funny thing is the referee went to signal a timeout and then all of a sudden stopped midway through the motion.
Yeah, I think
maybe just a mistake, I guess.
I think Samit Nourzadi did call one, but then it was cancelled because our assistant coach Ben Fisher just ran to the table and saying no timeout, no timeout. So maybe it was just the ref preempting one, but actually the table never officially asked for it, so he doesn't need to have it.
Justin Hopkins will come back in and Matt Ullman will head to the bench. 2 former Newcastle players from last season. Still all to play for at the moment. 83-78. 5-point game. 4:06 remaining, and It's a case of whoever blinks first loses right now, isn't it, as Clark has it. Clark driving to the hoop, and he'll go to the foul line. And Nigel Lloyd and AJ Roberts just a little bit sheepish with that call. They thought it was a bit soft. It's been an incredibly physical contest, hasn't it? 4 minutes left, 5-point game.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Tough for me to comment on that one. Didn't really have a great angle. I was surprised at first, but the referee definitely had a better angle than I did. So I'll go with him on that one.
Steve Stredwick in very good position to call the foul. As the floor wiper comes to the floor. That's not one of your junior guys, is it?
It is. Joe McKinnon from Plymouth.
Oh,
from Plymouth.
How could I forget? My EABL knowledge is being found out by you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I honestly do watch. Of course, the EABL season started over the midweek. And JMA with contrasting results for the men and the women.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both against Copleston.
Yeah, big win for Copleston and the girls' side, but a really big win for the boys and the EABL side. So
here is Robinson. 85-78, 7-point advantage for the Rockets, but the Cavaliers firmly in this. Cavaliers were in the first KitKing Trophy final. Robinson in and out.
A rare miss, but he hasn't had one of those for a while. I remember he had one in transition in the third. Don't know if he took another one other than that. 5
from 8 from downtown. Justin Robinson, he made his first 4. Clark doesn't follow up. That would have been a dagger three-pointer if he made it. Manning, nice pass inside, blocks the Sango. What a block on AJ Roberts.
There's a dent in the backboard after that one, my goodness.
Pinned like a poster from the Sango. Here is Clark, the lob, the Sango at the other end.
Getting it done both ends of the floor. What a back-to-back play from Tyler Sango.
9-point game. Manning. The crowd noise intensifying at Loddon. Roberts a step back. That's Lucas a 3. Ed Lucas responds.
Oh my goodness, play after play. NBL Division 1 just surprises me every time.
Hopkins. Poorman puts it in. Zane Poorman from downtown.
Punch for punch between these two teams.
Manning to respond, and he does!
He's got another one.
Both teams are going insane from downtown right now.
What a Rocket's going to answer with here.
Coming up to 2 minutes left. And a foul call just to stop the play a little bit. 2:02 remaining. But what a back and forth between both teams. It was a 3-point party.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm just becoming a meme in these things with the way these shots go up. That was unbelievable stretch of play. TVC did just get their 15th foul there, so 2 shots at the line for Mitch Clark. That will settle things down. Also, as you said, a very good free throw shooter. And the lead is at 7, potentially 8 with just 2 minutes left.
And Mitch Clark, you mentioned Mitch Clark, a good free throw shooter, now 9 of 9 from the stripe tonight. 27 points for Mitch Clark, and he makes them both. It's a perfect 10 for Clark from the stripe.
And every single one of those matter, and being such a good free throw shooter is so key as a guard in a higher level basketball future.
Robinson, my goodness me, does Thames Valley need him right now? After his 14-point explosion in the first quarter, he has settled down a little bit. Manning a 3, doesn't go, it was agonizingly short. Poorman the rebound, and the pass caught perfectly by a Reading Rockets fan in the front row.
Yeah, and I saw Coach Ben Fisher on the bench there just saying, slow down, we've got the clock, we've got the advantage. Long offense is what we need.
Lucas, Roberts, Roberts inside, another block from Nasangu. 2 quick blocks for Ty Nasangu, getting it done defensively.
Absolutely.
Clark and Rockets slow it down as per Nurizade's call. Shot clock at 9. Inside it goes. Hopkins loses the ball. And a foul called with 4.2 on the clock.
I think TVC might have actually been quite unlucky down the other end there. I did see a little push in the back as he went for a layup at Ty Nasangu, make sure that nothing goes near the rim as he swats it away. And now, with just 4 seconds left on the shot clock, Rockets have been fouled and will get 2 shots at the line now. Both of these makes it a double-digit game with 1 minute left. That's very tough to come back from.
Hopkins makes the first. Big free throws for Justin Hopkins, potentially to make it a double-digit lead for the Rockets as they look to put 1 foot and a couple of toes into the semi-finals. Timeout, Nigel Lloyd. Reading on the brink. As the noise intensifies, the music is loud. Well, the music has now turned down. What a... They obviously heard me as well. What a game this has been, and this is just the first part of a doubleheader between these 2 teams next week. But right now, first blood looks to be drawn for Reading and a place in the last 4.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a smart timeout here from Nigel Lloyd for Thames Valley Cavaliers. So, yeah, he's probably just saying, right, it's really important we get a bucket. He's got another timeout left as well to call later. They absolutely must score here. They must score and they must get a quick stop. Rockets will want to play long, slow offense. TVC are going to want to probably try and get a quick bucket, press, try and force a steal. They're not going to want to foul straight away. They're going to want to try and get a steal first, but the last thing they want is Rockets playing long offense.
Justin Robinson right now with 27 points. Mitch Clark with 28 right now for both teams respectively. So those two have been going at it all day. We've seen it a lot, especially in the second period. But right now, with a minute to go, my goodness me, do Thames Valley need Justin Robinson more than ever? They need quick scores and quick stops, but it's almost becoming out of reach.
Absolutely, it'll be interesting here. Rockets are going to want to try and defend him the best they can. Expect lots of screens for Robinson here, but also we've got Ed Lucas on the inbound, so they're going to want to stay attached to him. Someone that can definitely shoot the 3 ball.
Thames Valley need points. They need them quick. Final minute and a foul has been called. It's on Matt Ullman.
Yeah, and that is his 5th foul, and he will be out of the game. And that is really, really big for TVC, that at least they get these 2 shots at the line.
Exactly, absolutely. So Matt Ullman fouls out, so Lewis Champion will check in. As Robinson will head to the line, and he makes the first. Robinson strings the second. It's points, and that's the main thing, but right now, the clock is not Thames Valley's friend at the moment, as Coach Nurizade barks instructions, demanding patience. And that's what Hopkins is doing, eating up as much of the clock as possible. Quick foul from Manning, and Nigel Lloyd not happy. Thames Valley are in the penalty, so that'll send Reading to the foul line.
They are. Both teams are defending so hard. It's been such a good, aggressive contest. Those little touch fouls are just... I don't know if maybe referee thought that they might foul intentionally, but I don't actually think that was the plan.
And Clark, 11 for 11 from the stripe tonight, as he looks to reach 30 points on 29 right now. And he misses his first from the foul line. Whistle went straight away. And Thames Valley will now go to the foul line. Both teams in the penalty, and that is the first miss for Mitch Clark in 11 attempts.
Yeah, Maybe he prefers the 20s.
Maybe. Well, had a 30-point game thus far this season, and that is something you don't want for the Cavaliers. A missed free throw. They're now 16 of 19 from the stripe tonight. Both teams have shot the ball very well, actually, from the field. Thames Valley 50%, Reading 45%. As Roberts splits the foul shots. As Champion, with all of his experience, calls Clark to slow it down as Rockets ping the ball around, and a foul on Zane Portman from Tyler Fairbairn. 38.7 seconds remaining, and the Rockets can smell the KitKing Trophy semi-finals, where they will join the Milton Keynes Breakers, Hemel Storm, and the holders, the Derby Trailblazers, in the Final Four.
Oh, good names there, John. Good names there.
Absolutely. Of course, Derby Trailblazers looking to become the first team to repeat as KitKing Trophy winners, as Thames Valley keep the ball. .1 seconds left. Robinson will collect it at half court. Manning, that needs to drop, but it doesn't. Roberts to respond again, and this time he buries a three. 6-point game.
Still in it.
Clark. Champion slows it down. Smart move from Champion, and a foul called. Ed Lucas with the foul. That'll be 4 fouls on Ed Lucas. And you've got to believe now, chance to make it a 3-4 possession game. Olarerin strings the first. Olarerin makes them both. And that, you have to believe, with the shot clock turned off, is game, set, match. Portman the steal. The Rockets are bound for the KitKing Trophy Final Four. What a game against the Thames Valley Cavaliers. The Cavaliers fall on short. Rockets 98, Thames Valley 90. A titanic battle here at Loddon, but the Rockets come good, 4-0 in the KitKing Trophy. They are semi-final bound.
Absolutely, and we have to give a huge shout out to both teams. Some of the moments in the game today were just unbelievable. We saw a big shot after big shot in this second half. The first half, the battle compared to the first quarter of TVC taking the lead and Rockets fighting back to make sure the game was close at halftime. But what a game that was. Excellent performances all round.
Mitch Clark leading the way for the Rockets with 29 points and 8 assists, and he keeps his field goal percentage above 50% for the season. Not 6 of 12 from the field for him. Victor Olarerin with 21 off the bench, 42% from the field supporting him. The Rockets 34 points off 23 Thames Valley turnovers. Thames Valley led by 29 points from Justin Robinson, 14 of those coming in the first quarter as he went 4 of 4 from downtown. Picked up the pace, certainly, in that first period. As the Rockets players salute the home crowd, a near full house today at Loddon Valley. Over 300 fans in support of the Rockets. They were without Reece Pinnock today, but they certainly secured a big win as they reached the semi-finals of the KitKing Trophy. Milton Keynes Breakers, Hemel Storm, Derby Trailblazers, and now Reading Rockets complete the semi-final lineup. A perfect 4 of 4 for the home teams this weekend. And we are going to have Coach's Corner with Charlie Haynes, as my headset is going to be stolen from me by Charlie, as Samit Nurizadeh will take the reins. And we'll be back in just a second. Enjoy Coach's Corner with Charlie and Samit.
Samit, hello, welcome to Coach's Corner, the first one of the season. Few questions for you. I mean, first of all, what a game. They are full of talent, Thames Valley Cavaliers.
Absolutely.
How do you scout a team like that?
With the difficulty, you have to choose your poison. Who is going to be more aggressive? Who is better player? And, you know, that we had to help a lot from other players. But credit to them, amazing players, amazing shooting. Yeah, we were lucky.
At the end of the first quarter, Thames Valley finished with 26 points, 14 of those from Justin Robinson, as he went 4 of 5 from the three-point line. How did you manage to start to slow him down in the second quarter?
We made quite a lot of mistakes, but the guy has been around for however long and has played the highest level in this country as possible. So, slowly we got to understand what he's doing, and we denied him the pass, so that's what it helped.
And just finally, obviously, we're going into the semi-finals now, Reading Rockets. We were talking on stream about the guard play today. Mitch Clark with 29 points, Victor Ollerin with 21, and you're missing the likes of Reese Pinnett. How important are your guards going to be as you move into the semi-finals?
This is the bigs. Yes, you have a good big. It means a lot, but somebody has to bring the ball to them. And we're lucky to have them here. So, yeah.
Coach Samit, amazing game today. Thank you very much for such a great performance from the Reading Rockets, and good luck in the next round.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks to Coach Samit Nurizadeh, and a big thanks to Charlie Haynes. As we wrap up the action here at Loddon Valley, the players now signing autographs and the younger fans enjoying some time on the court, as the Reading Rockets have beaten the Thames Valley Cavaliers in a fiercely intense battle. They meet again next Saturday as the NBL Division 1 season commences. But for now, my thanks to Charlie Haynes. I've been John Hobbs. Have a pleasant evening wherever you are across the world. Take care.